In today's Python for Beginners tutorial, we're going to be taking a look at comments. Comments are highly useful when writing code, regardless of what language you write it in. Comments will help other developers understand your thought process. It also means that you can comment functions and parameters and arguments and classes and all of that kind of stuff. We're going to use a IDE today, which is PyCharm from IntelliJ. I highly recommend it. It's a good IDE to use. So we're not going to be going through the command line today. If I go into the tutorial, you can see that this is the IDE that I have. We've got a comments folder, and that is in the GitHub repository. I'll put a link to this in the description down below. I've just created a simple Python file called tutorial.py. So this is our Python file, and we're going to talk through how to actually add comments to this file. So let's talk about the different styles of comments that we can have in our Python code. There's really only two types of comments. The first one is a single line comment, and the second one is a multi-line comment. Each have their own symbols to denote what they are. So for instance, if we were to write a single line comment, that would start with a hash symbol. So this is a single line comment, like so. Of course, we can have multiple single line comments together. So we could have this is another comment, like so. And of course, we can have as many of these as we wish. Now, you may see Python code that has comments which have more than one hash symbol to start with. So, for example, you may have 3 hash symbols like this, or 2 or 3 or 4. It's really up to the developer. However, a single line comment such as this will be a comment because of the first hash symbol. So anything after that doesn't really matter. It's not going to be executed. It's not going to be ran by Python. So we could just put in another comment like so. Now notice PyCharm here has flagged this up. We actually have this brown sort of line underneath here. This is a warning. It's saying that there is no new line at the end of the file, so I just do that. That sorts that one out. But then it says that there's too many leading hash symbols for a block comment. Now this really is up to you. You can continue on as this. It's not actually going to break the application, but really what it's after is the removal of the second and third hash symbol. So if I remove those like so, then that's going to be perfectly fine. We no longer have the warning. So that's a single line comment, and of course I can split these up. I can actually start writing some Python between these things because these lines don't start with a hash symbol, so they will be executed in Python. But what about multiple line comments? Well, we start this off by using 3 quotes like this. Press enter, and then we can write our comment within here. So this is called a multi-line comment, which means that we can have more than one line that is commented. So for example, we could just do this and then enter is a new comment, like so. So that will be commented out by the system. That line, this line, and of course this line will also be commented out by the system. Number 2, number 4, number 6, and number 14 are actually going to be what the system will run. Okay, so comments do not get ran by Python. And that means that you can also comment out lines in Python. So for instance, let's do print, and then let's do sort of hello and then world here. So that will be printed out. However, if I didn't want to print that out, if I wanted to comment that out, then what I would do is just put a hash symbol in front of it. Notice that that has gone grey here, and usually what you do is you put a space in between, and that will no longer be executed by Python. Of course, we can comment out more than one line, and you could also do this within multiple line comments like so. Now, these comments, they're not really that useful, and that's the whole point of writing comments. You need to write something that is useful to other developers, especially if you're using open source software. So let's make this a little bit more useful. Let's just remove that from now. put in this thing here, which is this will print hello world to the standard output. Right, so that's going to print that out to standard output. Let's remove that. And then let's do another print of hello world. And then put in this comment like so. So we're going to comment that out. And then put this will not be processed, like so. And then what we can do is just remove those. So we're actually writing comments that actually mean something. So this will print out hello world to the standard output, as we know, and this will not be processed because it is within a comment. Now, as I've mentioned and demonstrated, it's very useful to comment out code sometimes. So let's go ahead and start creating a list, add some contents to the list, but then remove some if needed. So let's do items is equal to a new list, like so. Now let's do items.append and then put in a, and then items.append b, and items.append, and let's put in C, like so. So what we've done is we've created an items list and we've added 3 items to that, A, B, and C, all of which are strings. Now I have an error here. It's saying that this list creation could be rewritten as a list literal. We're going to be talking about that in more depth in another part of this course. Don't worry about that for now though. Now, PyCharm, the IDE that I'm using, is fantastic because it also allows you to run Python code from a terminal within PyCharm itself. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to run this file, and as you can see at the bottom here, we have that printed out hello world, which is up here. So below the items here, I can now print those items like so. So items. Save that, and what I'm going to do is just rerun this. And in the terminal output, we can see that we have printed out this list, A, B, and C. Now what I'm going to do is just go back up to here and comment out B, like so. And let's just put in a new line like that, just to remove that warning. Let's save that and rerun this file. This is how you can comment out parts of the code, which will alter the behavior of the code when it's being processed, because obviously if you remove a line out of your Python file via a comment, then that isn't actually going to be processed. That's not going to be ran by Python because it is a comment. Now let's say I wanted to comment out the whole thing, so A, B, and C. So it is just an empty list. What I would do is I would remove that comment like so, and then I would add in 1, 2, 3 double quotes, then remove the last 3 and put them here like so. So what we've done is we've created a multi-line comment, and we've commented out all of these lines like so. If I was to save that, rerun here, we just have, can you see, just an empty list that we've created. A point that I just want to mention about using comments with the triple quoted string. Okay, they are strings, they're not technically comments. Yes, you can comment out code, yes, you can add comments and so forth, but they still get parsed like strings, which means that if you have anything syntactically incorrect within here, you're going to get an error when you run the code. Personally, what I prefer doing is having a single hash on each line to denote that that is a proper comment. I just wanted to demonstrate that you can use the triple quoted string like this. Just be careful though. Like I said, using a hash symbol is just far easier and safer if you're actually commenting out code. I use the triple quoted string whenever I'm starting a file, and I've got this right at the top where it's not actually messing about with any of the code, and it is just proper text. It's nothing that is going to damage the running of the application. So that is using comments in Python, and also a quick demonstration of some of the things you can do in PyCharm. With PyCharm, you can do a whole lot more than just the terminal stuff, which we're going to be using later on in other parts of this course. If you've got any comments, questions, or queries, though, on this tutorial, or if you've got suggestions for other tutorials and other courses that I'll do, then let me know. Put them down in the comments section below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe, because I have a tutorial like this every Tuesday, as well as a software development chat every Friday. Thank you ever so much for watching. Happy coding, everyone, and I'll see you again in the next one. Cheers. Bye.